Hey guys, my name is Nicole. Welcome to my channel. So I just decided to make a YouTube channel. I really like watching beauty videos on YouTube, so I decided I'd start my channel. See what happens. Just playing around with makeup. A little bit about me. I am a paramedic, and this is my dog Baxter. And I am looking for things that are very long wearing, that won't break your bank, that last for a long time. So I'm a paramedic. I work full-time job, part-time job. I also volunteer. So I have a lot on my plate, and refreshing my makeup is usually not something I have time for. So I took a shower, as you can tell, and I've already washed and moisturized my face. So now we're gonna go in with some primer. I am obviously very pale. I have very oily, acne-prone skin. I have PCOS, so I have a lot of hormonal acne. That's actually looking pretty good right now around my chin. So I like to go in with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer around my T-zone and where my pores are the biggest. I know a lot of people say this is the dupe for the Tatcha primer, but I do not have money for that. So I just kind of pat it in my pores, try to fill those a little bit. And then on the rest of my face, I like to go in with the NYX Angel Veil primer. A lot of people say this is the dupe for the Hourglass mineral primer. I do think that it is similar, not quite the same. The Hourglass is a little more luxurious, but as far as primers go, I think it's pretty darn good for the price. I do have some texture on my skin, mostly around my chin area. The foundation that I've been liking the most is this L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear, and this is in the shade 400. So I like to go in with a damp blender sponge. This is Eco Tools sponge. It does definitely give you lighter coverage, but I kind of like that. So some of my acne kind of comes through, but I usually just use concealer, just kind of spot conceal those areas. I don't like for it to look super heavy on my skin, which for me is super easy to do. Just kind of drag it down on our double chin here. And I have a huge problem with foundation sticking to my nose. It kind of seems like it doesn't matter what I do. I like to take it kind of on my eyelids a little bit just to cover up some of those veins. And then anything I have left, I just kind of pick up on my sponge and just kind of blend with my neck. Make sure everything looks nice and seamless. So I'm gonna go in with my favorite concealer that I have. And this is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. And this is in the shade Fair. They actually have a lighter color, but it tends to pull very yellow on my skin, so I actually like this color better. And if I feel like the concealer is too dark, then a lot of times I'll go in with this NYX HD. It's in the lavender shade, and it kind of lightens it up. So let's actually just throw a little on there. I'm a little tired today. Got to cover up those dark circles. And if you work in medicine or EMS, you know what I'm talking about, girl. Anything you can do to make you look awake. So I got a pretty good base going. And so to kind of help with the oil control, I like to use the Too Faced Peach Perfect. This is their translucent powder. It does have a little bit of pigmentation. It's not really translucent, but one thing that I really like to use if I'm looking for a good drugstore option is this Flower Beauty translucent powder. They pretty much do the same thing for me. I got the Too Faced on sale, so I've been trying to use her up a little bit. I just kind of go in the areas where I get the most oily. So pretty much my T-zone. And if you are someone who is sensitive to fragrance, all the Peach Perfect line is all fragrance like peach. Go figure. But it does smell good. It's just, if you don't like scents, then maybe go with the Flower Beauty. For just a little extra coverage, I like to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me. And this is their loose powder in the shade 05 Fair. And it just kind of helps add a little more coverage while still kind of keeping me matte without making me look too cakey and dry. Before I start adding other products, I just like to take a regular powder brush. This is a T02 round kabuki. I have no idea what brand this is. I got it off Amazon about 3 years ago. So just making sure that there's not a bunch of extra powder on our face. Just get everything nice and blended. The bronzer that I've been liking to use, just to kind of add a little bit of definition, warmth back to my face, is this Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. This is in the shade Bronzer. They do have a light shade, but it pulls really orange. So if you are fair skinned, try the bronzer shade. And everybody always says how good this smells. So again, if you're very sensitive to fragrance, you may not like this, but I have had this for, I would say, at least a year, and this is still how much I have in the pan. So it's a little pricey as far as drugstore goes, but it lasts forever. So just bring it up on my temples, kind of around my face, right up against my hairline. That gave me a little bit of definition. Then I like to take it just kind of around my jaw, you know, chisel that out so we're not looking so. I look 10 pounds lighter. Today I'm not doing anything crazy. Just got off work actually. I'm going in with kind of a peachy undertone blush. So this is the Wet n Wild Pearlescent Pink. And it's got a little bit of shimmer to it, but nothing crazy. And if I feel like getting extra crazy and contouring, I like to go in with this LA Girl Just Blushing. Yes, I dropped it and broke it. This is in the shade Just Because. So it's kind of an ashy kind of color, which is really nice for us pale ladies. This is an Eco Tools brush. I'll take a little bit just kind of down my nose, chisel out this big old Italian honker I got here. So one of the main reasons I kind of wanted to do my own channel was because I feel like there's not a ton of pale skin, dark hair, oily skin, acne prone. I really wanted other people to see affordable options that aren't high end and things that last a long time that you can realistically work in and not have to refresh or redo your makeup. So I feel like this contour is a little intense. So I'm just gonna take that same powder brush and we're just gonna blend. So all the pink handled brushes that I've used, are just those same Amazon brushes, but they lasted a while and I think they're pretty good. So, you know, all right. I think we blended pretty good. Just kind of go down the nose. Make sure we don't have any lines. When in doubt, ladies, blend her out. I'm gonna take some highlighter, and this is the J-Cat Beauty You Glow Girl, and this is in 106 Bella Rose. If I'm going for kind of a no makeup look, I like the Physicians Formula Butter highlighter, and this is in Pearl. And it's a really subtle highlighter and just kind of makes you look a little refreshed and, you know, awake. So I like to just go in with my hand and do my highlighter. I know what you're thinking. That shit looks crazy. It's okay. Hold on. Bear with me. I like to do a little to the nose, upper lip. I like to just go ahead and put it under my brow at this point. And then I like to go ahead and put it in my inner corner. Again, anything I can do to make myself look more awake, I'm gonna do that. Now I'm gonna go back in with that powder brush and I'm just gonna blend. Yeah. Found a new brand by one of the other YouTubers that I watch, and this is Koki. I feel like I have not heard hardly anybody talk about this. And this is their Classic Romance eyeshadow palette. And it's got a lot of cool tone shades in it, a little bit of purple, some sparkle, and I really like that. Very everyday palette. So I'll go in with the white and this kind of pinky tan shade and just kind of take it all over my lid. And this is another no-name brush that I got off Amazon. EMS is definitely very male dominated, and I really wanted to start this channel to show that you can be beautiful and feminine and also play with the boys and, you know, kick their butt and be smart and still be a badass all at the same time. And being busy, you know, it makes it a lot harder, and we kind of, you know, fall into that habit of letting ourselves go, eat fast food because you're busy all day, you're cranking out reports. But taking this amount of time, you know, when I'm not doing this and filming it, I can get ready in 20 minutes. But it makes me feel better. I feel more confident and feel like I look better. So we're gonna take this light gray and this little purpley mauve-y shade, and we're gonna take this on a Morphe M535 blending brush, and we're just gonna take that right into the crease and just super light pressure here and just that windshield wiper motion. Beautiful. Now this is a little heavier than I go on a normal day. Usually I just pop a little bit of bronzer into my crease and I call it good. But we're gonna get a little fancy today. So I'm gonna take that mauve-y shade and then this medium gray and kind of put it in my outer third. So I'm actually gonna switch to this no-name Amazon brush. I'm gonna try that again. And just kind of blend it up into the crease just a little bit. So I'm just kind of tapping it at first, and then I just kind of start to blend it. I think I'm going to do a little sparkle today. So I'm going to go in with this silver shade right here. This palette does have a little bit of fallout, but I like to apply pretty much all shimmers with my fingers anyway. But I don't feel like I have fallout throughout the day, just a little bit when I first put it on. So I'm gonna go back in with that No Name brush, and I'm just gonna kind of blend the edges there. I'm gonna pick up just a little bit of gray, just kind of make it look a little better. I'm gonna dust that brush off, the same blending brush, and just gonna kind of go back in to my crease and just make sure everything is blended out. And then I'm gonna take this Sigma F15 Duo blending brush, and I'm just gonna kind of brush away any glittery fallout that I have. I know some people like to do their eyeshadow first. I like to do it last. So I have very big, bold eyebrows. So one of the brow products that I've really been liking recently is this LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil. And this is in the shade Blackest Brown. So just kind of brush my eyebrows. I just like to fill in the fronts a little bit. My eyebrows are very much so not the same shape or size, but you know, we just try to make her look a little bit better. Kind of just brush up just a little bit. Try to get those hair-like strokes in there. And then I just try to fill in where I feel like I'm a little sparse. And then I just take that spoolie again. And I really like this formula because it's not too waxy, it's not too slick. Seems to be a good mix. And LA Girl is very cheap, and their products have really come a long way. All right, well, she's not the same shape, but that's okay. Hey, they're supposed to be like sisters, not twins. You know what I'm saying, girlfriend? So we're gonna call that good today. At this point, I like to put on setting spray before I put my mascara on. I just have terrible luck when I put the mascara on first, do the setting spray, then I got mascara all over my face. So because I'm very oily, and a setting spray that I like that's very long lasting is this Urban Decay De-Slick. This is a little baby version. Fan her down a little bit. And now I look so refreshed, like brand new. The mascara that I've really been liking is this CoverGirl Exhibitionist, and it's waterproof and it lasts. I also really like the Essence Lash Princess, but she transfers a lot on me and I don't love that. However, they came out with a waterproof version and I'm so super excited to try it. So I just got this on Ulta when they're having their big Black Friday sale. So let's try her out. And Essence is also very cheap and it really has come a long way. Try to not get this all over my face because inevitably it will definitely happen. So I like to go a little thicker on the outside of my eyelashes just to kind of give that. Look at that. Bam. Where are they? Bam. This gives a lot of separation, but it also coats them without making them look all chunky and gross, like you're a night walker. a lady of the night, if you were. There you go. I did it. Got it on my face. I told y'all. So usually I can just kind of wipe it away. Sometimes I have to do some patchwork. Okay. And then I just like to kind of dab on my lower lashes. I don't like to super coat them and look all like spidery eyed and stuff. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. I'm also getting married next year, so I definitely want to try out some wedding looks, stuff that's soft and easy and also long lasting. So if you guys would like to see those types of videos or any kind of other looks, any products that you really love, especially if you have a similar skin tone and skin type as me, I would love to hear from you guys. You know, we're just kind of trying this out, and I want this to be a very positive place. And so please feel free to leave all kinds of positive comments. I know I'm super weird. I know I'm kind of chunky, and I hope that you guys love that. If you have negative comments, please keep them to yourself. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching my video.